All right, guys, I did it. I found the best city to invest in America in 2025. So if you want cash flow that holds up, real demand from tenants that actually pay their rent on time, and real deals that still pencil out today, there's one U.S. market that beats the national averages on occupancy, offers better entry prices than the coast, and has an economy built to last. I'm going to reveal the city at the end. Before we get into the video, 90% of you are not subscribed. Make sure to subscribe to my channel to get more videos like this. And accredited investors, if you make over 200 grand a year, grab my LP Insider Kit. You're gonna get 2 recent deal decks, my underwriting model, passive tax playbook, completely free, link in the top of the description. In this video, we're gonna talk about why this market stands out, which city is it, why the city can outperform other markets, where the deals are, the downsides, and my buy box. All right, so with that being said, let's get into the video. So first and foremost, why does this market stand out, okay? Data first and the name later. So let's first start with the data. Stabilized apartment occupancy is around 96%, as ahead of the US average at 94, 95. This means units lease faster, concessions are not even existing, and turnover risk stays lower. Regionally, the Midwest has run tighter than many Sun Belt metros that overbuilt in 2023 to 2025. While places like Austin and Nashville and Phoenix wrestle with heavy new supply, this market stayed near or above its long-term norm. Economic resilience. This market has been ranked #1 in the US for corporate relocations expanses for 12 straight years, a signal of a broad, durable employer base. Its primary airport is among one of the busiest in the world, hint, hint, for aircraft movement and top tier for passengers. Population movement is increasingly driven by international in-migration, offsetting domestic outflow, which is a net positive for renter demand. It's also super freaking affordable. And that's what lets deals pencil. So the median sale price sits below the national median, so you can still buy quality assets at human prices. And the average asking rent is slightly under the national average, which supports absorption and renewals. And then for investor yields, if you're looking to buy single family rentals or buy apartment buildings, going in cap rates generally land higher than coastal gateways, with many deals trading in the mid-6s, mid-5 to 6s, depending on vintage and submarket. So, what city is it, Antoine? The city is Chicago. And I know, don't exit away from the video. Let me try to sell you on Chicago for the remainder of the video. Please don't leave, okay? Because a lot of you are just gonna click away and be like, oh, Chicago, I already know that market. No, let me tell you why I love Chicago and why I've been investing heavily in Chicago with my real estate fund, buying apartment building assets there versus any other city in America. And I know you're gonna say, it's a blue state, Antoine, you can't invest there. I'm gonna show you why you can still invest there, even though it is a blue state, okay? So, yes, it's Chicago. Now, Chicago is fucking amazing. Why? The occupancy rates are the highest I've ever seen. Stabilized assets, 95 to 96%. Our property management company we have there manages 6,000 doors. They have a 98% occupancy rate and 97% collection rate, which is crazy. Corporate engine, 12 years running as #1 for corporate relocation and expansion. O'Hare is a global hub. It's a top 2 airport globally by movements, among the top by passengers. It's very affordable. For being the 3rd largest city in America, it has median sale price below the US average for being the top 3 city in America, and the average rent is reasonable for a major metro. You can rent a 1-bedroom for $1,500. Miami, it's double that. Why the city can outperform other markets on occupancy. So while parts of the Sun Belt dig out of the record supply, so they had tons of new Class A buildings, tons of new stuff being built in all these downtown corridors in Sun Belt region. So like think about Atlanta, Nashville, Austin, Dallas, Houston, all these cities that overbuilt, and they're offering deep concessions. My brother just moved to Nashville, Tennessee and got 3 months free on a 16-month lease. It's insane. Occupancy in Chicago has stayed higher and new supply is moderating. So the result is that you get faster lease ups, steadier NOI versus metros dealing with lingering oversupply. Now, where are the deals, Antoine? I never even looked at Chicago because I'm scared of it. I'm gonna show you where the deals are. So you wanna prioritize some markets near the metro and healthcare, education, logistic nodes. Corporate churn plus airport hub equals durable demand. The asset types that I've been looking at have been B to C class multifamily with light to medium value add, rather than battling brand new Class A towers in downtown Chicago or doing a new construction in downtown Chicago. Underwrite tight. So I've been aiming for an in cap rate above 6%. I've been at 6 to 10%. DSCR is super easy, and I've been doing stress tests with that as well. And I've been able to buy some apartment buildings fully occupied in Chicago, 100% occupied for an 8 to 10% cap rate in C and B class neighborhoods. That's what I've been able to buy, which is insane. And you might be thinking, well, what about vacancy rate, Antoine? Because, it's a blue state. All right, so the downside, before you look into Illinois and Cook County, is you're going to look at the tenant-friendly rules. And so Chicago has a strict security deposit handling and annual interest owed on deposits held over 6 months. So we don't do any security deposits there. We use move-in fees instead of deposits to get around this super weird Chicago rule, okay? Now, fair notice ordinance up to 120-day notice for non-renewals, rent hikes for long-term tenants. So we have to do that, but our property management company does that. Now, Cook County suburbs, security deposit cap is 1.5x rent, but again, we don't do security deposits there. Now, property taxes. Illinois ranks among the highest effective property tax states. Budget accordingly in your, deal analysis. However, you can get certain programs when you buy multifamily apartment buildings and you're renting out affordable, called the ASAP program, AHSAP. This tax program allows you to cap property taxes for the next 30 years. So we've been doing that on all of our properties. It reduces property taxes by 30 to 40% and caps property taxes for the next 30 years. So property taxes, now all we have to deal with is the tenant-friendly rules. The thing is, the deals pencil so freaking well that even if you go from a 3-month eviction to a 6-month eviction in your underwriting, the deals are still chef's kiss. Try doing that in Detroit, Michigan with 75% occupancy. Try doing that in Austin, Texas with 75% occupancy. Tons of competition. Concessions. We don't have to do any of that bullshit. Yes, we have to deal with a 6-month eviction, 5-month eviction versus 90-day eviction. Sure, but we can underwrite for that too. You see what I mean? So you're trading some regulatory friction. You're trading some regulatory friction and higher taxes for top-tier occupancy, diverse economy, global connectivity, and stronger entry yields than the coastal peers. You get to operate cleanly and buy right. The numbers still work, especially for workforce housing and well-bought value-add apartment buildings. So this is my buy box. I've been buying stuff typically in the cap rate of like 6 to 10%. DSCR is typically way higher than this at 1.5. And then I've been doing the ASAP program. And I've been buying like 20 unit buildings to 100 unit buildings. And I've been buying stuff $1.5 million plus. So this is kind of what I've been buying. Property manager does that. This is kind of my buy box. So in place cap rate, 6 to 10%. I also want it to be 90% occupied. I will look at any market. It's just the only place in the country that I've been able to get this and have the deals pencil, and to me pencil means 15% returns, has been Chicago. It's crazy. Even if I increase the vacancy, so typically I'll do vacancy at like 5%, typical. But in Chicago, I do like 8 to 12%, depending on the deal and if I can make it make sense. So I'll just increase the vacancy. That's it. Everything else is kind of golden, and I have a fucking amazing property management company team there as well. So with that being said, thanks for staying till the end of the video. I appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel to get more videos like this. If you're an accredited investor, you make over 200 grand a year, grab my LP Insider Kit. Get 2 recent deal decks, my underwriting model, and the passive tax playbook completely free. First people to do it down below, get access to a weekly call with me every single week. We do it on Fridays. Thanks so much. See you in the next one.